Hi everyone, this is the fellow passenger speaking. In this video, we are going to talk about a massive sample dump that I have done for you guys. Also, a couple of Max for Live devices that I have updated to make them a bit better. But before I say anything more, I would like to do a big shout out to EGCAN or EGCAN. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Just send me a message on Patreon and I'm sure I'm going to try to rectify that. This is not going to be a super long video. So, unfortunately, there seemed to be an issue with some of the sample libraries that I've uploaded. I had a few messages from some of my Patreons saying that they can't access some of the samples that I had shared. And I'm really sorry for that. And I haven't managed to work out why, because the sample libraries were literally still in my Dropbox. So I've taken some actions. I've actually removed them all that were uploaded. And here comes a new drop for you guys. So if you are either already an existing Patreon, pay attention to this, or if you can be tempted to support my channel, this is it. I have built a library over the last few years of, it's over 7 gigabytes worth of samples, and there are mainly one shots. There are some loops in there of mainly IDM and glitch sounds. I'm just going to pick a random, that's some stuff I recorded with a microphone. Some stuff that I recorded with, I don't know what, using software, hardware, Eurorack, microphones, whatever, to create a massive sample library, because I think it's more fun to use something that is not just the standard 808 and 909 stuff and things like that that everyone is using. But as a bit of an apology and also as a thank you for all my Patreons, I'm now actually dropping this entire library, not only the libraries that I was sharing with you guys before. So, over 7 gigs of content, over 15,000 samples. You do not need to download the entire thing if you don't want to. You can pick the folders that you want and download them individually if you sponsor me on Patreon. That would be absolutely fantastic. You will have sounds that will last you for years in here. I'm not going to scroll through all those. I would also like to share a couple of updated Max for Live devices in relation to this, because now I'm packaging all these samples up, I'm putting them in a folder, and I'm going to start on a new journey of starting building up a brand new sample library for myself, hopefully making my music sound different, because over the years, I've learned new techniques on how to make sounds and things, and therefore I'm going to have a brand new, fresh sample library for myself. And in a few videos in the past, I've been sharing how to make these sample libraries, and here is a little update for you. You will be able to download this project file here, and I'm just going to press a key. Every time I press a key, it just generates a new glitch sound in this case. Just to give you a very quick overview of what's going on here, I'm going to close these two Max for Live devices. We're going to talk about them in a moment. First, you're going to need a sound source. I'm going to leave this one in here. I've got a wavetable synth, the one that comes with Ableton Suite. I'm using Ableton 11 Suite, if that makes a difference to you. That's the version you should have, or hopefully a new one where this will still be compatible depending on when you're watching this video. I have grouped that together with an expression control that is just randomizing a lot of parameters in the wavetable. Now, to generate lots of different sounds, I have chained up, I happen to have 7 effects in here. I got, here is an auto filter, the next one is a echo. I'm just going to pick another random one. What's this one? This is a redux. I have a bunch of effects in here and I've bundled them all up with a Prandom Map 7, which is a Max for Live device that I've shared with you in the past. It's almost like an expression control, but it doesn't take a key press or a MIDI note to trigger. You have to click the trigger button in one way or another to trigger this. The reason why I'm doing this is because at the moment there is an issue with the expression control. So when you're opening this, hopefully it's still going to work. But here in the instrument, the expression control, if I save this and open this again, these ones are going to look blank. In my previous video, I showed you how to get around that. But with my Prandom Map 7, it doesn't seem to have that issue. So that's good. So every time I press a key, I'm using the expression control here in this case. You can swap this instrument out for anything. You can use a kick, you can use whatever sound you want. Every time you press this, I am doing two things. I am using something that will press the trigger in all these 7 lined up effects. I'm also randomizing whether this effect is on or off in the first place. So there is a multitude of different variations. Here is where my new Max for Live devices come in. So I got a very, very basic Max for Live device that I throw together. It's literally taking a MIDI note and converts it to a trigger signal that you could use to turn things on or off, randomizing stuff. I'm basically using this to press this button, one-to-many trigger mapper, which is another Max for Live device. So basically I'm pressing this, a MIDI signal comes in, I'll press a key, which then sends it. Sorry, I'm just going to let this, I'm going to just turn that volume down. It presses this, which passes this trigger signal on to all these individual instruments, which have, that was not the instrument, sorry, the individual effects, which also presses the trigger there, presses the trigger in this one, etc. The other Max for Live device that I'm sharing with you is this. It's my random on-off version 2. It's just a little update. I had shared a very old version of this in the past, which had some issues. If you moved this around, it seemed to lose its mappings. It doesn't do that anymore. Basically, this takes a MIDI key in. It randomizes. It's by default set to 50%, whether it should turn something on or off. So you map this to, in this case, I've mapped it to all these different effects to turn them. You know, it's a 50% chance whether they will be turned on or off. So there could be a combination of all of them being on, or just some of them being on, or sometimes even all of them being off. Now, this happens to have a bunch of slots. You can use multiples of these if you want to, if you have even more effects than the ones I have here. So, yeah. So you can obviously go in and put in your own effects in here, use your third-party effects, and you can also change the sound source. You don't need to use this wavetable. So I'm sharing these two. If you're signing up on Patreon, I am sharing these two devices. I'm also sharing this project file. But the most important thing is that I'm sharing my entire DIY sample library, and I hope you will enjoy all that. So thank you for watching, and thank you again, Igican, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. You're the first one who has decided to go 1 tier up. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Check out my links in the description if you want to check out my Instagram, or maybe buy something in my merch store. Big hugs to you, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, I hope. Thank you. Bye.